Yo, welcome back to another episode of You Already Know It. So today we about to do a new format. I've been wanting to transition into, the world of podcasting. So I put together a few timelines and a couple of things to go over from my point of view. We got our reactions from my videos and anime and everything else. How about my views on the rest of the things that go on in this world? I'm trying to, capture all the kind of content. So you're gonna have to let me know what's really going good, what to go ahead and keep in, kick out, whatever the case may be. So I ain't gonna take too. No, I'm gonna take a lot of your time today. So we gonna kick it. I brought some of the liquor, and then we about to go ahead and drink, go over today's news, go over a few things. I got a murder mystery for you, so we gonna go ahead and jump into that. And then we got a couple of other things that we're gonna jump in that I think you gonna like. You gonna like. We gonna segment it off with some funny stuff. I gotta keep it, light and funny. And then we gonna dive into that murder mystery that I mentioned earlier. And then from there, we got weeks of weird news. There's always some weird shit going on in this world, so might as well bring them to light. And then we got Hollywood segment. That should be self-explanatory. We gonna figure out what's going on in Hollywood and all of the rest of those celebrities that make all that money and still do crazy shit. That don't make no sense to me. You make all that money and you still causing problems. Either way, we about to get into all of it. Kick it, do whatever we need to do. We just here to vibe. So go ahead, sit back, and go ahead and listen to what I got to say. I ain't getting branded by any of these, but I do likes to drink. And today's drink of choice, I'm not sponsored by them, is Monkey Shoulder. Monkey Shoulder is one of those whiskeys that I came across from a while back. It's delicious, super, super delicious. To me, it got good notes, caramel to it, and I did a little bit of history on it, and it came out to be more than I thought it was going to be. Apparently, back when I found it, back in the early 2015, 2016s, shoot, I thought it was a best kept secret. Come to find out, it's been winning some shit for some time. But I'm about to go ahead, cheers. About to go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. So Williams and Granson's son, for y'all that's some alcoholics like me, people really much know them for Glenfiddich. If you ain't heard of Glenfiddich, you ain't got that pinky up. You ain't very much known in the whiskey world, let alone alcohol world. If you still drinking up on that Hennessy, the Cavassier, RSVP, all of that stuff from the dark, Jim Beam, all of that, nothing against you, but you got to expand the palate. You got to go ahead and put your finger on the pulse. Go ahead and jump into some scotch. And that's going to be probably one of my segments that I do when we start things off. I'm going to jump into the drink of the day, because if I'm going to be talking to you, we're going to be drinking, because loose lips make it funny. Pause. But loose lips make it funny. You know what I mean? So, we gonna get it in. Woo! So, yeah, like I was saying, William Granson's son, they all came out with the Glenfiddich series. We all know about that. They got their age statement marks, and they on the market. They done won some stuff in the times that they've been here. They done been here quite a long time, a good minute. But they came out with Monkey Shoulder. Now, Monkey Shoulder is a blended scotch, and it's really, really good. Really good, like I mentioned. It's in the higher rankings of the blended scotch. Now, I'm a Johnny Walker Black fan as well as a Monkey Shoulder fan. So those are all going to be my everyday, all-day kind of sippers. So that's why I figured out, first podcast, I ain't going to go into the big guns. We're going to start out what makes me comfortable. And then as we progress, I'm going to show you the good. And I'm going to teach y'all some stuff in the process of showing you the good. So as far as that goes, one of the cool things that I found out, like the moniker of Monkey Shoulder when it first came out, was the process of building the whiskey. They're shoveling the malt to go ahead and put that all together to go ahead and get barreled and distilled and then aged. Come to find out, because of all the hard manual labor, I've been working on the railroad. Top ass. So they was out here shoveling and whatnot. And when they was shoveling, they arms started getting longer. I don't know. That's just the story they done told. So I was just following what they done told me. So apparently their arms are getting longer, and it started to look like a monkey. And they shoulders down to their fingertips. So thus came the words of monkey shoulder. It's kind of weird story. I really hope. Nah, it's in Scotland, so I doubt there's some brothers out there shoveling some malt for some people. So it's in Scotland, so I don't think we got a problem here with calling certain people monkey shoulders. So we good. I'll do a little bit of research and double check, because if that's the case, we're gonna go ahead and throw monkey out the window. Hey, big facts. But yeah, so that's what I'm sipping on today. That's what we gonna go ahead and vibe on. If y'all mind, I'm always down for suggestions, recommendations when it comes to different types of alcohol. So if you find the alcohol that's out there and it suits you, let me know, because I'm always down to try something. I don't care if it's not even whiskey. Give me your best tequila, your gin, vodka, whatever the case may be. I'm always down to go ahead and try some good things. So let's get into some funny vibes. You know, I'm already feeling a little tingly from my little glass and whatnot. It was just a little shot too. I'm already feeling a little tingling. Go ahead and let's get into some funnies. Hopefully you guys find this funny, because it was funny to me. So, hey, let's see what it do. So, check it out. Homeboy was like, yo, what's good, ma? Let me come over and slide through. You need anything before I come in? She's like, yeah, I need some diapers. I ain't got any for, it's a little too late for me to go out, so I'm almost out. He said, what? Homeboy was like, you want me to get your son some diapers? You serious? And she's like, yeah, you asked me what I needed, so what is it? He's like, you know what, ma? I ain't even trying to be funny right now, but ain't that your baby daddy problem? That ain't my kid. Why you don't call home your baby daddy to tell him to bring him some fresh new diapers? I mean, I was just trying to get some liquor or something for us to sip on. What's good? She said, then why the hell you asked if I needed anything? Which is facts. Don't ask nobody what they need if you really ain't trying to get them what they need. Just be specific. It cuts out all the point back and forth. So she's like, so you want to give me some alcohol, but you ain't got no pride to go and get some diapers for this jit? Homeboy was like, don't take me the wrong way, ma. I'm saying that ain't my responsibility. And he right. He sure right. But here's one thing I learned about a lot of these females out here now. If you're going to be busting it wide open, if you're going to be putting it in, you're going to best believe she got a child, you're going to have to be doing some things with them child too. Pause, I don't mean it in that way, but you're going to have to go ahead and take a little shawty to the school. You're going to have to go ahead and be Mr. School Bus Driver. Hey, you're going to be playing Twister in the living room like a family. So you better get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. If she putting out, that means you going to be having to do some things to make this a whole welcome home. There ain't no sneaky link when you're trying to do that. See, some of these women still trying to get wifed up. Hey. So homeboy was like, but I ain't the daddy, so I ain't getting no diapers. And she's like, first of all, my son ain't got no father. Damn. I don't even know what that relationship is like for her and her baby daddy. But she putting it saying, hey, don't get it twisted. That little jip daddy ain't even in the picture. So I don't even know what you rapping about. So at the next thing, it was like, yeah, anyways, don't come asking me if I need nothing and me tell you what I need, and now you want to get all riff-raff up on the thing and talk about, what? You ain't going to give me what I need? See, now you want to talk about, oh, let me hit you up. I was just trying to get you something to sip on. Bro, if you was trying to smash, you was supposed to get anything. If she would have asked you for a tuna pickle sub, you would have been in the subway line talking about making it fresh. So, in order to go ahead and get it, you got to get it. Because you done paid already gas. You already put some time into it. You already done paid. So what's the diapers going to do? Exactly. So, He was like, yeah, you right, ma. You right, ma. And she's like, nah, you already messed up. You gonna have had the thing that had me dying laughing was the fact that she said, have a great night, honey snooch. She called him all these pet names while she over here denying homeboy. And he go, what you about to do? Gonna take my son, gonna go get some diapers for my son. What else was there? He's like, all right, can I pull up on you later? She's like, nah, you cool, bro. You couldn't even get no diapers, but you think you about to get some ass? Boy, you better take my number out. Then we get to the final. She's like, what? I can't pull up later? I'm trying to get up in that bed, ma. She's like, nigga, pull my number out your phone. It's like, you over here trying to be too much. I asked you for some simple diapers, and you can't even get no diapers? What that mean? She's like, all right, man, kill that. Squash that. I'm going to holler at you at another time. And she's like, don't get mad. I'll go get the diapers. Oh, no, now you want to backtrack? Now you want to backtrack. Why we had to go through all this riffraff back and forth? You could have went and got the diapers from the get-go. But now you went over here talking about, oh, that's my baby daddy problem? No, she said it straight up. She said that coochie ain't wet no more. She said, you done missed your turn, partner. And I was about to give you a little something. I was about to give you a little taste. But you done messed up the kitchen. And now food ain't being prepared. Go ahead and kick rocks. Homeboy went to begging. That thing had me dying laughing. Oh, my. I don't even know what even say in that big picture right there, boy. But either way, she had to do what she had to do. I don't blame her. I really don't blame her. Sometimes you got to find that dude that's going to stick around and be around. But that ain't only on him. If you only playing it like I'm only coming around 11 o'clock at night and Jit sleeping, I ain't about to be no daddy. I don't even got playtime with him. What you talking about? I only come over when he sleep. So you want me to go get him some diapers and I ain't even seen Jit before? You got to choose your battles, partner. Choose your battles. All right, so let's go ahead and check out this next one here. So we got a video that my homeboy sent me in my DMs talk about the thing had him rolling. But let's see what it do.
Back to sleep means that's on purpose?
It really does, because
it literally means you'll be about 30s.
Just because I go back to sleep?
Yes.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and then I go back to sleep. So I did it on purpose?
Yeah, because you wanted to go back to sleep.
Facts.
I didn't want to go back to sleep. I fell asleep. I was tired.
Hey.
I didn't want to. I wanted to get up.
Then get up.
Well, my body laid me down.
Y'all need to get over that. It's over.
I'm cool. She said I went to sleep on purpose. How do I go to... Okay.
He always does this. He never tells the truth, and he always breaks his promises. Cause he...
Starting at a young age, I see, huh? Well, I be frustrated too, partner. Hey, I be frustrated too. So, hey, that boy said some real things, though. I can see both sides of it. Check it out here. I don't know about you, because sometimes I can be a morning person, but sometimes I can be a not morning person. I'm waking up in the middle of the afternoon. So, he got some reason, because, like, how many of us who not subconsciously not knowing that we over here hitting the snooze button and rolling over and going back to straight to bed, and the next thing you know, we got about 20 alarms to wake us up. And I don't even know why somebody in this God earth got 20 alarms to wake you up. Because you done woke up 20 times to turn to some bitch off. So, that's the other side of the coin. It's like, you purposely hitting these buttons. But I can understand, because I've been in some situations where I was just like, slap, slap. And boom, I'm right back to sleep. And well, hell, the one things I be hating where we think it's like a good 10 minutes and I'm tired as hell, and it's 2 hours later and I'm still like, oh, I was supposed to be somewhere. And now I'm over here rushing to get to where I was supposed to be. I know you done been in them positions. I definitely know you done been in them positions. But shoot, Hey Boy ain't lying. But I hope y'all checked out old girl Why little sister sounding like that's his old lady? Talking about why he lying. I swear he always lying. Chill out. You only 6 years old, 7, 10 at the most. And you over here putting all this pressure on people. Why are we talking about this pressure? Shh, for real. Let's check out this next video.
They didn't tell you that the active shooter drill was fake, but you didn't want to follow protocol?
No, I'm not dying.
So what happened to make you think it was
Facts.
real?
Active assailant. Usually, like, this is a drill.
Right.
And they're like soft
So
talking.
they didn't tell you it was
like active assailant. Everybody get in the room. Active
What
assailant.
you talking about?
I purposely left my computer on my desk. I put my bag on. I ran to the door before the teacher could lock it. I bumped her out the way and I was gone.
You bumped the teacher?
Yes.
So where was everyone else in the class?
Trying to hide in the closet. My dog Isaiah was picking at the window to get out.
Is
What?
Isaiah the only other black one?
Yes.
Closet for
That-
Andre, but the shooters would be in the hallway.
I have an escape route for every class I had about 2 or 3.
But
I
the
could've hit-
assailants would be in the hallway.
Yes, but I was in the front of the class. So yes, I'm gonna beat this old teacher to the door. I'm gonna hit these back doors. I'm gonna jump the fence and I'm gonna hop the back street home.
So you
My
knew
boy
where you
had
were going.
Yes.
And you didn't hear any gunshots, so you knew you were in the clear.
Yes.
And you were going to risk it all.
Oh, I was
Hey.
gone. And then she's like, "Oh, Dre, it's a drill." I said, thank God I would have been home. I wasn't finna die with Sue Ann, who was crying in the back of the corner.
Sue
No.
Ann.
That would not be my story.
So you don't want to follow protocol?
No.
Why? Are the other kids
Because
too
they will
loud?
get you shot. And
The other
killed.
kids.
Everybody.
Why?
Why was sitting ducks in the room?
So you just have to get out?
Yes.
And you didn't care about anyone you left
No.
it?
Second floor, I'm hitting the window, and I'm hitting like the metal poles, I'm sliding down, I'm hitting the back street, I'm gone.
So if you don't have a pull, you'll jump.
Oh, yeah.
You're fine
I
jumping.
was smacking the concrete. Get up. I'm probably breaking an ankle, but I'm gone. Everybody's hitting the cars. I'm hitting the
Limping
door.
away, baby.
You
Limping
making sure
away.
you have a way out.
Oh, I'm shaking and baking. I'm gone. If I'm making my way out to that
What's
open
that?
door, I'm
Shaking and
gone.
baking.
You're not catching me, bro. I'm to the street. Gone. Gone. I'm home. So you don't got to worry about me.
You're going to make it out?
Oh, yeah.
That's not your story?
Yo, Mom. Crazy what happened at school today. I need to come get me.
Big facts. Hey, homeboy, funny boy. Big facts. Big facts, boy. Whew. You know what? School shootings ain't no joke nowadays because you know that thing happening so much, and it's like it had me thinking like the other day when I was watching the news. I'm like, was there school shootings when I was in school? I don't know if I was oblivious to it. It was all over the news and I was just focused on sports. But was there school shootings when we was little? So I graduated in 2006. Let me know. Like, I ain't never heard about it. And if y'all did and y'all was in that same age, maybe it wasn't happening in Florida. Maybe it was in the up north countries or states. Because it wasn't happening down here or it wasn't in the news. Because the only time I turned on the news was to see my dumb ass on TV talk about I had a team up by 21. We was about to win, and I don't know what happened. We was talking about sports. So back to what we was talking about. Anyhow, these school shootings, and I'm sitting here like, I wouldn't even know what I would do if I was sitting here in a class and my teacher turned around and told me hide under a desk. A desk ain't gonna goddamn stop a bullet, Miss Candy. Why we over here sitting like ducks? It's literally, you gonna lock the door? Well, what if he shoots the door lock off? Then what? Oh, we tried? No. Give me my running chance. What? Let me show off this little 4.443 speed. I mean, I wasn't that fast. I was a little light on my feet, but you put a gun behind me and a mother sucker over here chasing me, we gonna see some 4.3 speed. I'm out here. I'm through these halls. And you know what? Another thing that I was thinking about, and I never really got and understood it. Up north, I get why you have these closed and indoor campuses in high schools, where you got the hallways on the inside, you got stairwells, you got all of that. To me, I get it. You build the fortress to keep people out. But being a school, you're inviting people in. So you get your gun shooter in and they lock all the doors by putting chains on it. Now it's a prison. Where are we going to go? Well, Miss Becky, well, Miss Donahue, where are we going to go? They done locked us in the school. Now, the high school that I went to, it was all open campus. So therefore, you walk out the classroom, you see the sunlight. That thing beaming on your head. We sweating like dogs. We in Florida. It's humid. So if anybody was to come up on our campus, shoot, I'm hitting the intercoastal. We had the waterway. I'm jumping in over here looking like Michael Phelps. Hey, you see the whoo. That's all I'm telling. Well, I'm telling you, I'm out of here. I ain't got no time for nobody. I definitely ain't got no time for nobody. But either way, so I guess let me know, because I just don't simply understand. Maybe it's because I didn't go to school up north. And I know how cold it would be if it snowed in Florida and I had to walk my dumb ass through the snow to get to my next class. I would have never been in class. I would have never been on campus, because me and the cold just don't get along. I lived in New York for a little bit, and boy, I busted my ass one time in that snow and I said, I'm good. I done moved to California where it's hot and the only thing that I'm gonna fall in is some sand. But either way, let me know, because I'm dying to understand what it is that's going on with, like, who. It could be because of the weather in the north. I get it. But, and I understand that you got to have these escape plans. I guess it just comes down to a humanity thing. Like, why are we going into schools and shooting them up? Like, do you not like, see, don't even let me get into that, because I'm over here, my type of personality is y'all gonna cancel me. Y'all gonna cancel me. I'm gonna get canceled before I even get started. Let's just leave it at that. So let's just move on to the next video. I'm gonna save y'all. I'm gonna save y'all on that. Maybe when I'm well established on YouTube, I'll let my personality out a little more. But for right now, we gonna keep it copacetic. We gonna keep it low key. All right, let's check this out. This look like a food one. Yeah, let's get it.
This might be controversial,
that
but
looks
chicken wings are
good.
getting boring.
Oh,
Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good wing, but I had to ask myself, how can I make them better?
seasoned.
The answer was obvious.
Stuff these with buffalo chicken.
So that's exactly what I did.
Alright,
I
get that
separated the drum from the
rotisserie,
flat
juicy,
and removed the
juicy.
bones, then shredded a whole chicken mixing with
that's
buffalo
some
sauce.
good looking
Stuff
hot
in all that
sauce.
flavor, coat and season breadcrumbs, and fry.
I like
now, you
how
can
you
put
did
anything
that.
inside, and you don't have to fry them. You can bake, grill, or smoke, and they
he
taste just as
stuffed the
good. So I'd
skin.
love to know how you would do this.
Oh. Ooh. Now, there's a couple things that I got to pick at. Just a couple things. That's hella greasy. Because now you done pulled the bone out. You done put the rotisserie meat inside the sleeve looking like an uncircumcised penis. You squeezed it, and that was all grease that came out. I don't know about you, but I'm black. High blood pressure runs through my whole life. And if I say my whole life, high blood pressure runs through the whole community. So to go ahead and put all that grease and you bite into it and it just feels like jizzles just down your throat. Pause. Why? Why? I would have maybe stuffed the rotisserie after being in there. Crispy up the skin on the outside, then pull the bone out, stuff it, and we in good business. Maybe you done tried it and it worked, but I just feel like that's a whole lot of grease that came out of that, right? Second, why the wing? I guess you would have to do the wing, because that's the only one where you can do it. Because if you do the drumstick, it ain't gonna work. Okay. I can fuck with it. I tried once, but I probably wouldn't eat it too much because all that grease that came out there. I'm trying to be healthy. I ain't got no New Year's resolution, but this year I'm drinking a little less, and yeah, I'm just drinking a little less. All right, so now we on to the next video. Let's see what it is.
I did not expect these pork belly cinnamon rolls to be so good.
Pork belly
Inspired by my
cinnamon
friend
rolls.
George's Kitchen, we're filleting open a pork belly and stuffing with
that
my
looks
maple
good,
bourbon
good
rub
meat.
and brown sugar.
seasoning.
Roll it tight and tie it off to make into cinnamon
Ooh.
rolls, and then we're going to add some more maple bourbon and brown
That look
sugar on
good so
top.
now.
Add to the smoker at 250 to cook indirect
like
until
the
165
process. That
internal.
looks good.
Then once
Yeah.
they're ready,
See,
add to a
that
foil
look
bin
good
and
and
drizzle
juicy.
a cinnamon bourbon glaze over
But
the
you
top.
lost me
Cover
with
and
the
place
cinnamon.
back
Take
on
the cinnamon
smoker to
back.
cook for
Put
another
that back
hour
in
or
the
two
cabinet.
until caramelized and tender. Pull them off the smoker and let them rest before topping with vanilla icing. These literally fall apart in your hands. Seriously, these are grown-up cinnamon rolls, and I'm not mad about it.
All right, let's try it out. Oh my gosh. So freaking delicious. Recipe on the blog.
You a goddamn lie. You a goddamn lie. I don't know what to tell you. That look nasty. Now, the process of making it look delicious, but you're going to have to cut back on that cinnamon. I like the sweet and savory kind of aspects of it, but who in the right mind of the world thought to go mess with some meat and put some cinnamon and some damn sweet glaze on top? For what? It is not a honey bun. It is not a honey bun. It is meat. Yes, I understand it should be with meat, it should be savory with a hint of sweet. Maybe a little mango, put a little mango habanero on there. But you turn around and put cinnamon, sugar, all of that on there, boy, I'm a diabetical. I can't be eating that. You're going to have my sugar through the roof just off one bite. And I love my meat. Pause. I love it. But at the end of the day, don't mess with it. Don't mess with the traditional way of doing things. Because when you mess with the traditional way of doing things, this is how the sloppy mess you get coming back. And if you think that would taste good, go ahead and cook it. Waste that meat. Go ahead and cook it and let me know in the comments. Or you know what? If you close to me and you watching this, go ahead and just invite me over and I'll go ahead and taste it. But I'm not wasting my meat on it. No. Not I. All right. On to the next.
Want to save your marriage, impress your friends, or level up your date night? Make this easy steak and lobster and mushroom cream sauce.
Marriage. Oh, the way the shell crushed. Oh, that tomahawk. Oh, look at the grill marks. All right, got some portobello mushrooms. Oh, creaming it up. Oh, yes, that medium rare.
Cooked perfect. You can tell people how to make that.
Yes. Thank you for blessing us with that. That was juicy. Hey, if your old lady or your wife or whoever is a foodie, that'll save your marriage. She like her meat, she gonna have 2 servings of meat that night. I guarantee you. Because she don't let her get food, no. Don't let her get food. Because how many times I done went out to eat and let me tell you about a story. This happened in 2023. I done messed up. I ain't gonna name no names because she'll kill me if she find out on this podcast what I go ahead and did. But look here. We was out eating. I done took her to this beautiful lobster place. When I tell you I had the mashed potatoes, asparagus, and I had me a nice porter. I smashed it. I needed my protein because I was about to get it in that night. This girl ordered a T-bone steak, mashed potatoes with some cream gravy, and then she ordered some Brussels sprouts. She ate it all. At the restaurant, I was so attracted because she was eating. One thing that I love to see is a girl that eats. And you know what that means, boy. Like that saying goes, Shay no. If she ain't 210, it ain't for me. No, I'm just playing. I like big girls. Don't get me wrong. I like big girls, but I also like my petite girls that can eat. Woo. But she went ahead and ate all that. But we went time to go ahead and get it on. But when I tell you it was a lot of cushion for that pushing, yeah, we went to go to getting it. And you know what else happened? All that cushion went away because it all came back up. A little graphic. I understand. I apologize. But don't let her overstuff herself on dinner and expect you about to smash when you get back. It's just like when they tell you better wait 30 to 40 minutes before jumping in the pool after eating. Yeah, same thing. Don't go jumping into sex just after a full meal. That's a cramp. You might over here throw things back up, or you just feel lethargic. You know when you get an itis, you ain't gonna trust me. It ain't fun if she's just laying there like a goddamn dead salmon. It just ain't fun. I'm just saying. But that food look good. That food definitely look good. Don't get it wrong. That look good. Look delicious. Yeah. So those are some good videos. I appreciate my friends. Go ahead and send them over. Guys, I also want to make sure y'all don't judge me on, my life stories. This is just the beginning. One thing I say, we gonna get raunchy. I hope YouTube don't ever kick me off, cause Look here, boy. I got some stories for some stores. I've been everywhere, man. I'm telling you. But so the next one we gonna get into is our murder mystery. Now, I know when we go ahead and get into a lot of the nuances of this show, of this podcast, yeah, there's always fun and games. Always hee hee ha ha. We like to laugh. I like to laugh too. But you know, one thing in this life that we come across is the simple fact we got some killers out here. But we also have good individuals. And I don't know if that's the yin and the yang of the world and how we come together and make the balance of the world where we need the evil to have the goodness. But there's some evil people in this world. And that'll bring me to my first story today. So I was paying attention. This happened probably like back in November. It came up on the news, and I was just like shell-shocked when I saw about it. So everything that I'm about to explain to you is basically a synopsis recap of what I learned. I do apologize if I misconstrue some of the information that is on there, but you also have the opportunity to, after you finish this podcast, to go ahead and check out that information and come to the conclusion that you want to come to. That's the beautiful about the internet and this world, that when it comes to digesting information, you have the ability to get all the sides. Because now that technology and the way data is captured, you have the ability to get a lot of angles of a particular story. So before I jump in, this also hits another nerve at home. As we watch the news, as we watch anything and learn about anything, I myself is good at making sure that I got 3 sources that I typically go through before I start talking about anything that I'm going to say I'm educated on. Because one person's side, it is literally their thought process on it. But you got 3 to 4, you start to get an understanding of the bigger picture. So if you want to go ahead and follow this story, which is still actively going on, go ahead and do your research. Figure out what's going on. But I'm going to go ahead and read mine on what I was able to pull from the data that I got. Right? So yeah, so today's murder mystery happened back in November 8th, I believe. November 8th of 2023. So just recent. Just recent. New year ain't even over, and this person's already in jail out. I'm not going to say I hope they rot, because I don't know what the end result is going to be. But if it come out to be true, I ain't never believe in a death penalty, but some people deserve it. Eye for an eye. You die the way you've killed. That part of me believe that. So yeah, back in November 8th of 2023. So apparently this 32-year-old Kentucky girl killed her 2 boys. These 2 young brothers. So, Tiffany and Catherine Lucas. Y'all might have heard of it because it was all over the news. It was so grueling that it was all over the news. And how you going into Thanksgiving, and you think about this with your children. So the story goes, she had 2 boys, Maurice and Jaden. One was 6 and one was 9. She apparently, and I'm going to say apparently because it is still ongoing, apparently she shot both her children in the head. 2 children killed. I don't know what you got to be going through. And this is what I can't, wrap around my head. China was on to something when they said that 1-child rule, or you got to get taxed if you have children. To be able to procreate shouldn't be a right. It should be a privilege. And I say this because how many people in this world don't turn around and made children and they don't even know how to wipe their ass properly? They can't file their own taxes. They can't even open up their own bank account. The easiest thing you can do is lay on your back and somebody delivers some spunk. And yet that don't make you a mother, that don't make you a parent. But at the end of the day, not everybody should procreate. And that's my personal opinion. My personal opinion. Because there's people out there who can't even create children, that want to create children, and can provide the world for these children. But then you got some other, and they can't have children, but then you got somebody on the other side of the train track. Can't even take care of their child. And yet they over here procreating. 6, 7 kids and can't even wipe, like I said, can't even wipe their own ass and brush their own teeth. For why? But yeah. So in Kentucky. So right now, Miss Lucas, I don't even like telling people's name who did the murder. This ain't about them. It's about them 2 little kids. Definitely about them 2 little kids. Sheesh. So she's right now being held on a $2 million bail, cash bail. I wouldn't have even gave her bail. You would have been no bail. Somebody gave her some kind of mercy and provided her bail. If she got the money to get out, or if she don't, I don't know. Either way. So this is the way the story went down of how I was able to perceive it from the multitude of places and news networks that I was able to pull it from. So how it happened. So apparently 2 neighbors had called 911 and said that they heard some gunshots. And since they heard it, it was like 4 gunshots in a span of 30 seconds. While police started investigating and trying to figure out what the hell going on and why is there gunshots in the house, how are children involved, apparently the Ring door camera was able to pick up a couple of those gunshots. And those were the 4 gunshots that was heard. Now, it hasn't been stated if there was more than 4 gunshots that were done, but they know for sure it was 4 gunshots. After the gunshots, apparently Lucas, which was the mother, ran out of the house screaming, talking about, help me, my children are dying. And then she laid out in the driveway, can't even console herself. That she laid out in the driveway screaming, help, I need help. So apparently there was a neighbor that was also coming by who had heard the gunshots and was looking to help somebody and figure out what was going on. When Lucas was out in the grass over here looking like snowman, screaming, hey, I need help, the neighbor went in and tried to figure out what was going on, and that's where he found them kids. The way he described the scene was horrific, something that you only hear about in movies. And I don't know what movie he talking about, cause what movie you see children shot in the head? I mean, I guess you could talk about Holocaust movies and whatnot, but I try to stay away from those type of movies. So yeah, so Lucas is outside and she over on the ground screaming, hollering, talking about I need help, while the neighbor inside trying to check on things. So the police come, they go to try to figure out some things. Yeah, Lucas apparently was the only one that was there, so they brought her downtown, trying to figure out what was going on, how these kids got in this situation, and whatnot. The sheriffs did also say that the children, when they released it to the public, the children were shot in non-survival areas. Now, I'm not no police officer, but if you get shot in the arm, you can survive. You get shot in the leg, you can survive. You get shot in the ass, you can survive. You get shot in the stomach, mid-area, anywhere. You can pretty much survive. Unless it's a direct shot to the heart, you won't survive. But it's hard to say by a police officer who is not a doctor that it is a non-survival gunshot wound. The only other area that I know of that I can think of that you can get shot and it is most likely a 95% chance you are not going to make it is your head. So I guess he put on his PC hat and said it's a non-survival, which he may have had to because he's dealing with children. So they take Lucas downtown, try to figure out what's going on, what's really good. Like, how did we get to this horrific situation? Let me tell you, I might need another drink for this, because let me tell you, homegirl Lucas. I don't know if she over here living in Alice in Wonderland or what it is, but she decided to go ahead and onto her fairy tales. Now, I only say it that way because the way that I've read it on multiple sites and multiple news outlets, you got to be something, your ticker off, you on drugs, and we'll get to that. Or things aren't clicking. The screw is untightened. So her first story when she got into lockup was a friend delivered a gun. I don't know why she needed the gun. I don't know what the reason was, but this was her. Her friend delivered a gun to her. The kids got a hold of it. And that is where the shots came from. I don't know where the hell that would have came. How both them children ended up shot. I get it. Children, there's been news all over the country of children getting a hold of gun, pulling the trigger. We had one over in like the Virginias or the Carolinas where the 6-year-old shot his teacher. I get it. I get it. We do our best to make sure that our kids are safe. And sometimes it comes to the point where our kids aren't safe because they get their hands on things they're not supposed to. They kids. But it's up to the adult to make sure that they get and understand that these materials like guns and weapons shouldn't be in areas that are accessible to children. Now, I'm a legal gun-toting son of a gun. And I got nephews and nieces around me. You know where those are? They locked up and out the way. They to the ceiling. They to the ceiling. And the only way they can get to it is if they climb multiple shelves, if they get to through multiple things. And boy, by that time, it's still my fault. Because there's not enough precaution you can put between you and your gun and what you decided to bring in that house and in front of your children. But that's the story she gave. So, back to it. Both kids apparently got a hold of the gun and shot themselves. So the first thing when I heard is, so there was multiple guns. Because how did one child shoot the other child if there was only two children get shot twice, from what the news outlet said, twice, and there was only one gun. So that story ain't even holding up already. So then the sheriffs were like, oh yeah, about the non-survivalists. So now we're looking at 4 gunshot wounds from what I've gathered. 4 gunshot wounds. Tap, tap to both heads. So if you get tapped twice on the head, you done. So how did the other one get tapped twice? And the fact of the matter is, that's almost like, sorry. It is, I'm trying to understand. I can't even win the lottery. And you telling me these 2 kids had the opportunity to shoot each other in the head twice. That math ain't mathing. That math ain't mathing. So, further on, apparently while she was out there, the neighbor also heard her yelling and screaming that the only way that this could have even been possible is if she was manipulated. Then the sheriff took her statement and she said it again. And she was basically saying, oh, she was manipulated by the people on Facebook, that the internet had something to do with it. And then it was the Wi-Fi. Now, there's been countless, and this is where it got weird. Her saying all of this is like, look, I'm not going to begin to say I understand the psyche of anybody, because I don't. I'm not an educator. I'm not educated to even understand any of that. But I feel like all of a sudden, with all this technology that we got coming on, and while I'm over here talking to y'all through technology, all the technology that's going on is just ridiculous. Like, woof, it's hard to say. But when you start bringing up Facebook, you start bringing up internet and Wi-Fi, is she hearing things? Is she hearing voices in her head? Is she schizophrenic? Is she bipolar? Is she multiple personalities? What is it? Because, like, at the end of the day, we've seen other cases of people who've done horrific things and blamed it on social media, blamed it on being manipulated by the things that they have access to. So it's like, are we walking around this universe? Are we walking around this country, let alone this world, with ticking time bombs because of what social media and what internet has been giving us the ability to see? Do we have too much access to things? That is like a huge question that I got to ask myself. It's like, do we have too much access to technology, to all of this that is out here? So let me know what your thoughts is on that. But as the story continues, it got a little more interesting. So apparently the history of this case, I still have all these outlets that I've listened to. I've heard from the stepmother. But I have not heard anything from the father. I don't even know where the father is, if they've even said where the father is or currently is. But there was some history with these kids and their mother, Lucas. Apparently, Child Protective Services, CPS, has been called on them. There's a file on them. So now it's like, did CPS drop the ball on this? Because everybody's so... Look, I get it. And it's like, I know they're a government agency. They do their best. Half of the time, they are understaffed. But if you are understaffed, then I'm just a citizen. I'm just a person on the YouTube. And look, if this draws up questions on how we can improve when it comes to our child's safety, I hope it does. Because at the end of the day, where was CPS in this? If there was a massive file, how does she still have custody of her children? Why weren't they removed from the home? And I understand in this world, in this United States, it is difficult, and I will repeat, difficult for any parent or for the court to take custody from a mother. They will give a mother multiple chances to prove herself before they remove their child. But I tell you what, and this is not a misogynistic thing, this is not going against the court. It's a whole different world when it's dealing with a male. And I promise you, because it's been proven, it is a lot more difficult for a man to gain custody over a mother than it is vice versa. So, when it comes to CPS, you want to, and that's the thing. They so goddamn quick to be knocking on your door. CPS, we're here to investigate. We're here to do interviews. And I know there's paperwork, but like every bureaucracy and every political thing, y'all got a whole mountaintop of paper and still don't do shit. Y'all can't even, boy, don't even get me started on this. I got so much paper that you can wipe your ass with for a whole year. But yet you still won't remove the child from the home. So I do believe CPS dropped the ball on this. They really do. And when the family came out, specifically the stepmother came out and was like, she felt Maurice all of this could have been avoided. Maurice being one of them, she was the stepmother for Maurice, one of the children. She felt that this could have been avoided. She tried to reach out, but everything she did to try to help the children, Lucas was like, nah, we good, we straight, we copacetic. She a goddamn lie. She wasn't good, she wasn't straight, and her heart pumped Kool-Aid. Because now look where she at. She got a $2 million cash bond that she can't get out of jail, and she about to get the death penalty. And she should. Next thing is the grand jury. So we're going to figure out what's going to happen. Y'all make sure y'all keep up. But one of the big things that I realized that I think the sheriffs dropped the ball on You arrive to a murder situation where children were affected. The mother goes spitting out some crazy ass shit. And y'all ask most of those police officers who ain't amount to shit in high school, let alone anywhere else in their part of life, and want to go get themselves a badge, couldn't do their job to go ahead and do a drug test to see if this woman was on drugs? She talking that hoo-ha caught shit, and she giving perfect signs that she may even be insane, but you ain't checked to see if she was on drugs. Make that make sense. So now to the simple fact that they ain't do no drug test, she's sitting in court. Her lawyer over here asking, did you do a toxicology report on any of this when she was arrested? No, they didn't. And you know what that tell me? They going straight for an insanity plea. That opens the door up for an insanity plea if I ain't never seen one before. Because if she turned around and said she was on drugs that whole time, police can't debunk that. How you gonna prove it? Yes, I understand that it's going to be hard to prove that on her case, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not saying that's how the case is going to go. But I'm telling you from my 2 cents. How is that going to happen? So now that opens the door for insanity. And the other thing that grinds my gear, this girl was arrested for drug-related charges. I don't know if when she got arrested, the computers were down, the fax machine wasn't working, they didn't even have physical documents within the sheriff's office. She might have been taken to a black site. I don't know. But apparently nothing was working to the fact that their brains weren't working. That was dropping the ball. And I'm not close to the case. This is all based off of all the information that I've learned. But there's a lot of things that has been dropped on it. This reminds me of what happened in Florida with the Casey Anthony case. Yes, everybody done went through it, but there's a lot of balls that were dropped by not only Casey Anthony's parents, but also the police in that situation. And because the balls were dropped, people got to walk away. That's when the devil still walks among us. Why? Because the people we appoint to do their goddamn jobs ain't doing their jobs. And yes, it's easy for me to sit behind a camera and say these things because I'm not in a position. I understand that, and I don't wish to be in a position at all because I could have made that same mistake. But it's the simple fact that, look, if you appoint me to do something and there's protocols and processes put in place, oh, I'm following. I'm a professional. This YouTube thing is just my YouTube thing. But when it comes to the professional world, I am him. So these processes and other things are put in these places so that the screw-ups don't happen. So, I don't know. This case is ongoing. There's a lot of holes that's going on. I mean, to me, it would have been another self-explanatory. Why wasn't there a gun residue test done on her? That would have told you right then and there if she fired the gun. That test of that magnitude, you have guns involved. Test the children's bodies as well as her own bodies to see if there's gun residue. As a gun owner, I know this. I'm not going to say it's 100%, but it's a great place to start. Boy, that got my heart, got my blood boiling. We're going to have me an alcoholic after this kind of things. But yeah, go ahead and, research it. Continue to try. I might give you some updates as it come along. But that is a mystery. Now, I'm not going to say that Lucas did it, but if it does come out that she did do it, I hope they throw the book at her. But if not, somebody else walking around free. You better go get them. All right. We chugging along. I appreciate y'all sticking along with me. I know I can get passionate about some things. But, yeah, I can be funny at times, and I enjoy it. all of my friends, everybody around me likes to, joke around. I could be the funny little cat daddy kind of motherfucker. But there's also some things that grind my gear that I got to get off my chest. I mean, sometimes I want to make it light of it. This show is here to make it interesting, make it funny. I want to laugh, we kicking it. But there's some serious topics that, you just sometimes got to come across. And to me, I felt like this was one of it this week. But yeah, some weird things in this world, weird people, some weird situations. And that's like a perfect segment for me. What's in the news? What's the weird things in the news nowadays? Shoot, I heard the other day about a Toronto man that ran 242 marathons. Like why? Like why? Homeboy name was Ben Popejoy, something like that. But what got me not understanding is he trying to be a reincarnated Forrest Gump? Did he finally watch the movie and say, I'm going to be him? What? It's like, or did he wake up one morning and said, I just felt like running? Like, who runs 242 marathons in 1 year? How many shoes? Because look, those some miles. Those some miles. Jeez. And it's like, you think about it. You got to train for these marathons. You got to also run these marathons. Does that mean he's single? Think about it. You spend all your time running. You're running from your relationships. This is literally saying you got commitment issues. Nah, it can't be that. You can't have commitment issues and you do 242 marathons. You committed to the run. That's exactly what it is. You committed to the run. And you know what? I'm happy for him. Because I was doing, hang on. Let me scroll. I didn't scroll. See, this is why you don't get all your news from one source. My dumbass almost forgot to tell you. The reason why he ran 242 marathons in 1 year, apparently he was trying to break the Guinness World Record. Now it makes sense. This was not Forrest Gump running for Jenny. This man was trying to break a record. Looks like Larry Macomb was at 239 marathons ran in 1 year, and that was back in 2012. So it looked like Ben is our new Guinness Book of World Records when it comes to marathons in a year. Here to Ben. Cheers, my brother. Now I wonder how many years. It looks like it was almost a decade. I wonder who the next person gonna run and try to beat this marathon. 242 marathons. There's 365 days in a year. So is the marathon the training portion of it? So each marathon is basically, I only know about like 5K marathons, 2K marathons, and all those long marathons. Are there shorter ones than that? Let me know. Because I can't imagine 242, that's every weekend. That's multiple marathons a week. How do you get paid? Sponsorship? Do you not have a job? You can't work remote and be running at the same time. Motherfucker running around with a laptop like, yes. Like, what? You can't be on a Zoom call and running. Is he sponsored? A lot of questions here. Might have to reach out to Ben and figure that out. Shoot. So now the only thing is the question. Was Ben run? I believe Ben was running in other countries to do these marathons because I don't think there's 242 marathons in the United States alone. So Ben had to have been running in like Africa and some of these other states, and I believe it's also states that. So I wonder if he ran in Australia because Australia got some weird shit. And let me tell you why. Another thing I was reading, there was a venomous snake in a toilet in Australia. Look at here. Snakes and Aussies. You got them big ass tarantulas. You got kangaroos that like to beat your ass. You got snakes in toilets. I just don't know. I thought Florida was messed up with their animals. But Australia's for the lunatics. You got to be something in order to go live in Australia's outback. Because the animals are like, this is our island. You just came here to visit and you won't leave. So we going to just continue to live like we live. In your toilets, we going to beat your ass in boxing, and then we just going to go ahead and have our big ass spiders the size of somebody's head. God. So, while I was looking at this, I know for snakes, if you're like comfortable with animals, when I was young, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I wanted to be a veterinarian of exotic animals. So when I was younger, I went out to our zoology class, brought us out to Costa Rica. In Costa Rica, I learned about, the poisonous dart frogs. We learned about a whole bunch of beautiful animals out in Costa Rica. One thing I learned about snakes like to burrow down into the ground, when they sleep and they hibernate. They don't hibernate, but they go ahead and burrow down into this cold ground like they like dead corpses. So they like to bury in them holes to find to cool down, relax, enjoy some shit like that. I like to do the same thing. I like to relax. I like to cool down. I do that when I go to the bathroom to take a shit. But now I got to worry about a snake being in the toilet with me? Oh, come on. I sit down, I spread my ass, I relax, and I enjoy podcasts like this while I'm over here trying to take a shit. But you telling me I'm not alone? While I'm over here dropping the kids off to the pool, I'm not alone? You got these snakes in these toilet bowls, and he was venomous too. This snake that was in that toilet bowl was venomous. One bite and you dead on the toilet. Could you imagine my black ass dead from a snake bite on the toilet bowl? Oh, I hope to God whoever came, don't just dress me. Don't take no pictures of me. Don't let nobody see me looking like that. Pants around my ankles. Lord Jesus. And knowing me, the goddamn podcast still playing and I'm dead on the toilet. And the worst thing that could ever happen, let that snake burrow into my ass and go ahead and think he gonna find a cool area. It's gonna be hot as the devil's asshole. And I hope I burn his ass to death. Goodness gracious. But for real though, I'd hate to be on the toilet and all of a sudden I'm getting probed by a goddamn deadly snake. It's like being in prison. You can't drop the soap, and I can't sit on the toilets. It would suck to be in an Australian jail. It would. Because, you're running from all snakes. Trouser snakes and garden snakes and toilet snakes. The snakes is just out to get you. I'm going to be like Samuel L. Jackson and get these mother snakes off the plane. Goodness gracious. And it's funny, it's like you ever watch these damn snakes and these videos and stuff like that of snakes, and they had the Indiana Jones and how the snakes just burrow in and all of that. And they're sitting in there like Tetris just waiting for you to get in. It's like perfectly combined and smothered together. I'm telling you. Have y'all ever played Tetris? Tetris was a fun ass game. I tell you, I used to play that game when I was a little kid, and I played it for hours and never got close to beating it. I maybe got as close as to maybe level 8, level 9, but I ain't had the capacity to stay on it that long. But come to find out, I got beat out by a 13-year-old. Hell, the whole world got beat out by a 13-year-old. You heard? So apparently, the very first human to beat the Tetris game was some 13-year-old kid named Willis Gibson was able to beat Tetris. So I guess he got to level 18, level 19, and he was just kept going and was going, and all scores was at 9999, and it just froze and said, "You win, I give up." Sheesh. And then you find out the boy from Oklahoma, the last person that was recognized for playing with blocks, blew it up in 1995. Oh, I'm evil. I'm probably gonna get canceled for that. And if you don't get my reference, look up Oklahoma 95. You'll get what I'm saying playing with blocks. So yeah. So Tetris been around for 35 years. 35 years. And it's the first time a human has beat it. So apparently AI and things like that have beat it, and computers have beaten it. But first time a human has beaten it. So there you go. Some kid from Oklahoma beat Japan. Japan just taking L's. Just taking L's. And it's their game. But it's hard to believe, though. Because I know I seen Tetris being like a Tetris showdown in like China on TV. So you telling me one of them motherfuckers who spent their whole life trying to understand Tetris never beat the game? They're literally getting paid to play Tetris, and they never beat the game. That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. Oh, this is delicious. Still sipping on that scotch. All right. They're going to have this little kid on Hollywood. They're going to have this kid giving all of these great things just for beating Tetris. And this goes, it's like, think about this, like modern day kids, Gen Zs and all that. Appreciation trophies. You getting awards for beating Tetris. I guess. Let that boy, watch they make a documentary on Lifetime about the kid that beat Tetris. I'm going to laugh my ass off. I ain't going to watch it, but I'm going to laugh my ass off. But speaking of Hollywood, which one of y'all watched the Golden Globes the other night? I got to ask. What in the world was Joe Coy doing? He is a comedian that gets paid millions of dollars. He has Netflix specials. And just watching him on the Golden Globes while he did the opening skit, I got kind of a cringe. He missed some of these jokes. It was a little awkward. It felt a little perverted, you know? It was like the one that would have a what is his name? Ryan Gosling and Margaret Robbie, who did Barbie or whatever the movie was, Barbie. And just the reactions, it was just like, oh, Ryan Gosling's eyes and beautiful. What? Paul, what? And you look at that, Ryan, close your eyes. Like, what? No, that's a miss, partner. Or as like Margaret Robbie, how beautiful she is. I used to play with Barbie dolls. And what? Play with Barbie dolls? Come on, Joe Coy. You remind me of high school where I over here just went to, when I was in high school, where I went to go do a test and I ain't even studied the night before. Just winging it. That's what it sounded like. You was on stage just winging jokes. You was probably out partying the night before and forgot to write your jokes because that one didn't land. It didn't land, partner. Then you went and tried to got it worse and dug you a bigger hole with the Succession joke. And it was flat. It was flat. So if y'all didn't see it, Joe Coy was over here like Succession was on their final season. And because they final season, he's like, one thing I pulled away from the show is billionaires shouldn't have kids. Okay. I get why. For those who haven't watched Succession, it's a great show. Succession is about a multi-billionaire family who owns a TV network. And the TV network essentially is the dad who started it from the ground up. And the movie's concept is about his 4 kids that he's got and their place that they fit within the company. And since dad was about to die, it's their battle about who's going to be able to take over, become CEO. And it gets dark. It really shows you how people with money act. shoot, I'm over here like, well, give me a little bit of that money and I'll have a little bit of that way. But I ain't got that money, so I still act like a normal human being. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But you get that kind of money and you just go acting ridiculous. It's like Kanye. Kanye constantly in the news for some dumb shit. Like recently, it was his old lady birthday this past weekend, right? And Kanye and whatever her name is, BG, no, that's Bubble Guts. I don't know her name. It's like Bianca. Yes, Bianca. So Kanye and Bianca was celebrating Bianca's birthday this past weekend, right? In Las Vegas. So he was like, let me go and bring my shawty out and whatnot. What she got on? This girl is walking through a prestige hotel in Las Vegas barefooted. Oh, foot dragging ass woman. You make all that money. Your husband is Kanye West. And Kanye, you a brother. You got your lady walking in the lobby barefooted. That's how I know you lost your sense. All them screws unscrewed. I understand that the simple fact is it might have been coming from a pool, but that's why they got slippers. I understand. There's no, I don't understand. You was barefooted. Yeah, it's your birthday weekend. But bruh, you can't be having your old lady out in these streets barefooted, looking like she was over here like a half pint of Kim Kardashian. Get these other pictures, and the pictures are showing of this. This is you in your hotel room. Now, don't get me wrong, this some tig-old bitties. But them tig-old bitties can't fit in that micro bikini top. The things in there been looking like they struggling. Looking like they got CPR, just chest compressions. Like what? Is it taking her blood pressure? What is it? Is it getting the EKG? Is it monitoring her heart rate? The thing's small. Like most guys, I like it. Don't get me wrong. But leave some things to the imagination. That's just too much. Then you got her at the birthday party. Why is she wearing another micro bikini at the birthday party? Did she not pack her suitcase? I know you on a private jet, so I know they ain't lose your luggage. So you purposely packed minimum clothes to Las Vegas. I know it's winter, so I know it's cold out. So wear her jacket. Wear any of that. Did she forget her clothes? Is she on strike against wearing cotton clothes? Help us understand. Please, help us understand. Because it just make no sense. Because I don't know what is going on in Hollywood, but there's people out here y'all just acting a fool. Hell, look at Cat Williams. He was on Club Shay Shay the other night. Cat Williams, where do I even start? Cat Williams is a funny man. But I also believe he got some screws loose too. That man went after everybody. He said nobody is safe. They gave that man 3 hours on Club Shay Shay. That man went to talk about Ludacris. Shay Shay asked him, was Ludacris a family member? That boy said, no, we met at the Illuminati. We was two light-skinned folk. And you know what it is? The Illuminati was like, yo, you and Ludacris, here's your choices. Get rid of them sideburns, shave your head, and we'll provide you $200 million. 20 movies at $10 million apiece. And apparently, he was talking crap about, not apparently, you can get, if you read between the lines, he was talking about Ludacris. Because those 20 films at $10 million for the $200 million, he talking about the Fast and Furious series. Because they got about 20, 30 movies, and they still pumping them out. And Ludacris is along for the ride, so I don't even blame that brother. He making his cash. But then, he was talking on Shay Shay Couch, and he was just like, yeah, Ludacris was stripped of his black card. I'm like, where was I? I ain't even know. They ain't even come to me. I'm part of the black community. I thought it was a vote in order to strip somebody black card. And even if you strip his black card, he's still black. Because when he get pulled over by the police, what you think they're going to look at? He ain't white. And he live in Georgia. You definitely know that's a brother. The police don't play. So you can't strip a man of his black card. Come on now, cat. And then what made it worse, he went to talking about old man Ludacris' wife, bruh. He went to go talk about his old lady. Talk about she looked like a foot dragging old ugly little girl. Half breed. Like what? Bruh. Ludacris, man, I don't know if you from the streets or what it is, but when a man go talk about your woman like that and that's your lady, you knocking out them two front teeth. Again. Because I know Cat Williams ain't had them two front teeth. But yeah. But that got me thinking, like, is Cat Williams on drugs? Or where's that coming from? Like, why did Shay Shay give him 3 hours? I know Shay Shay want them ratings. And I know Cat Williams bring them viewers. So it was entertainment, don't get me wrong. But he threw a lot of people under the bus. He even threw Ice Cube under the bus a little bit. Talking about Friday After Next when he was playing Money Mike. Then he started jabbing on Ricky Smiley. Ooh. He was giving Ricky Smiley some uppercuts. Dude, I don't even know if y'all understood that, but he was giving some uppercuts. So apparently Ricky Smiley thought he should have been the Money Mike in Friday After Next. And he ended up getting the part as the Santa who was robbing everybody. That was Ricky Smiley, and the Santa with the bandana over his face. That was Ricky Smiley. Now, based off when I first watched Friday After Next, all I heard was that Cat Williams, and he said it on Shay Shay, he put his shit into becoming Money Mike. He made that character. He made that character his. He planned a lot of that. And he mentioned that in an episode of Club Shay Shay. And so, basically, he got mad at Ricky Smiley because Ricky Smiley wasn't one taking and laying down. He was like, you know what? I don't even think Cat Williams is the right person for Money Mike. And Cube was like, shoot, he put the work into it. That's his character now. He made that character what it is for that movie. So Ricky Smiley ain't feel so nice about that. But Cat Williams, a dog. Cat Williams was like, you know what? Anybody who gonna hire me for the next movie, Ricky Smiley got to wear a dress in it. And he also covered that about black males in entertainment that has to wear dresses. So it circled back to that Ricky Smiley comment. And so when they did their next movie, check it out. I think it was First Church. He mentioned it. He was wearing a dress. Hey, he might say some off the wall things, but that man makes some moves. But then Ice Cube came out. I forgot. He also said that the rape scene in Friday After Next wasn't necessary, where it had Terry Crews over here about to take Money Mike in the bathroom. And he felt like in today's climate, it shouldn't have been in that movie. And so he felt like the movie would have been just fine without that scene. I beg to differ because that was hilarious. Damon, I am a boy. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. I don't care what nobody say. That was a hilarious part. But Ice Cube did come out and was like, you right. Ricky, he agreed that Ricky lost his part after Cat Williams did body that character and made all of that. So he came out and backed up Cat Williams on that comment. But yeah, he bodied a lot of people in the comedy world. I'm going to have to cover that in a whole nother segment. Because, boy, look at him. It was out there. It was out there. We going to tap into that next week. But yeah, I done been on here for quite some time. I think that's enough stuff for me today. My jaw's starting to hurt, pause. Nose hurting, sinus infection, whatnot. But yeah, we talked about some things. I appreciate y'all coming and kicking it with me. and, you know, talking about the world, talking about today's culture, whatnot. We're going to do some funnies again. I'm about to be releasing podcasts or an episode like this once a week. But also, I'll be also releasing some stuff in between that week, so y'all don't miss me too much. I got my anime stuff coming out too. So I'm doing reactions to some anime. I also doing some reactions to some movies as well as some memes. So y'all keep a lookout for all of that when it's coming to y'all throughout the week. And then I catch y'all again on this long term next weekend. Like always, we out here.